Hey everybody, this is Rykard here again, and welcome to the fourth upload for our viewer submission sets week. Today I'm going to be showcasing you a Slowpoke set that was sent to me by a user by the name of the Pimpin' Penny, so let's take a look. So much to my surprise, after looking through the set, I found out that Slowpoke can actually be a pretty decent physical and special wall, much like its evolved forms of Slowbro and Slowking. So, with the correct EV investment and item, this Pokemon will actually be incredibly difficult for your opponent to take down due to a variety of reasons, but mostly because of the fact that it has really great base HP just to begin with, and because we're going to be maximizing both of its defenses. Now normally I wouldn't put up a set like this just because it's really simple, but because I've never really explored Slowpoke before, and I'm sure a lot of you haven't either, I wanted to put this up as kind of a special kind of video for this week because of the fact that I've never really looked at this Pokemon before, similar to how I've never really looked at Larvesta either. But for the nature for the set, we're either going to be going with a careful or calm nature to increase our special defense with both natures, and then depending on the attacking move you use, if you're going with the physical attack, you're going to go with the careful nature because that lowers your special attack, but if you're going with the special attack, you want to go with the calm nature because that lowers your physical attack while increasing your special defense. But as to the ability, we're going to be going with the Dream World ability, Regenerator, which is amazing for any wall, but especially for Slowpoke because of the fact that we don't get the benefit of leftovers due to the fact that we're using the Eviolite item. So any HP regeneration that we can get is very welcome, and because we're going to be so bulky with our EV investment and item, Regenerator will basically make Slowpoke incredibly difficult for your opponent to take out and very annoying for them to deal with in battle. But as for the EVs, we're going to put 4 into HP, 252 into defense, and then 252 EVs into special defense to give you your max special defense and max physical defense possible with the nature that you use. And since we're only putting 4 EVs into HP, it's not going to be that high, but because, as I said before, it has great 90 base HP, it's already in like the 320s, so you're pretty much set, which is something that not a lot of Eviolite Pokemon can say, or Pokemon that use Eviolite can say that they can do, because they normally have pretty low HP, but Slowpoke is fortunate enough to get that. And as for the item, as I said probably a few times already, we're going to be going with Eviolite to increase our physical defense and special defense by 1 stage just by holding the item. But as for the moves, as I said before, it's a pretty basic Toxic Stalling set, but because it works so well on Slowpoke, I wanted to share it anyways with you as part of this week. So the first move that we're going to be going with is Protect, because we want to basically be stalling out Toxic's turns as much as possible, and Protect will help you do that due to the fact that you'll basically be avoiding damage for one whole turn. Now normally a good benefit with Protect is that you do get increased leftovers recovery, but because we don't have that option, Protect is basically just there for the toxic damage. Now for this next move, the person that submitted this set actually had Mud Slap as the move for the second move slot, but unfortunately after looking through the set, I found out that you can't actually run Mud Slap on a set with Regenerator, because Mud Slap is a 4th gen tutor move, whereas Regenerator is a 5th gen Dreamworld ability. So while that would be incredibly awesome to have as a way to reduce your opponent's accuracy consistently, while you consistently Toxic Stall them out with Protect and Toxic, you can't unfortunately do that. But there are a few other attacking moves that you can use with this set, and they all have different benefits depending on which one you go with. The first one I suggest is Earthquake, and if you use Earthquake or the next one Aqua Tail, you would go with the Careful nature, whereas if you would use Scald, you would go with the Calm nature. But the reason why Earthquake, I think, is probably the best move to go with for this set is because of the fact that anything that you can't Toxic can pretty much be hit for super effective damage by Earthquake, because the only things that resist Toxic are Poison types and Steel types, and Earthquake is super effective against both of them. However, there are numerous amounts of Bug Poison or Grass Poison Pokemon that will take neutral damage from your Earthquakes, but overall it's a pretty safe move to go with and will allow you to hit pretty much everything else you can't Toxic if you need to just do some solid damage without having to Toxic Stall something. But the next option is going with Aqua Tail, because that would be your strongest stab move that you can use, because Slowpoke actually has a naturally higher physical attack than it does special attack, unlike its evolved forms, which have the opposite. So going with Aqua Tail will pretty much give you your most powerful move to use. Zen Headbutt could also be an option, but it's not as powerful as Aqua Tail, and Aqua Tail has better type coverage than Zen Headbutt does. But if you want to go with the Calm Nature to lower your physical attack and go with the special attacking move, Scald would be the option because it does have that chance to burn, which could be even more beneficial to allow you to survive more hits in battle and give you the added utility of not just being able to toxic things, but also being able to burn them. But obviously the next move that we're going to be using is Toxic because that's kind of the whole point of this, and then Slack Off as our recovery move for the set. And with Slack Off and Protect and Regenerator, you're pretty much going to be surviving forever with this set, and that's pretty much something that makes Slowpoke so unique as an Eviolite Pokemon, because I don't think anything other than Tangela really has the Regenerator ability and can do this, and because Tangela is only limited to physical defense, whereas its special side is pretty weak. So Slowpoke is actually kind of like the jack of all trades, so to speak, because it actually can defend successfully from both the physical and special side. So overall, this is just a really solid toxic stalling set with Slowpoke, and something that is worth a shot trying out because it does have really good bulk on both sides with the Eviolite item, and the Regenerator ability just makes it even more difficult to take down by your opponent. But that is it for this video, everyone. So I wanted to thank you again, sir, for submitting this set. It's really good, and I really like the fact that Slowpoke can be a successful wall, much like its evolved forms, which are normally seen as being either a physical wall in the form of Slowbro or a special wall in the form of Slowking. So the fact that Slowpoke can do both makes it really special, and it has really cool typing to go along with it to allow it to resist a lot of things as well. So overall, this Pokemon is just going to be a solid wall for your team and something pretty much unexpected. I don't ever see a Slowpoke ever used in battle, but I perhaps might start using one because of a set like this. But that is it for this video, as I said, so take care everyone, and goodbye, thanks for watching, and I will see you tomorrow with another set.